All right, we are live. What's going on, everybody? It's Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist. My God, I haven't gone live in weeks. A lot's been going on, and tonight's going to be not going to be a typical broadcast that I usually do. I usually talk about PR and visibility strategies, and how I got 37 people on TV and what it's like being my awesome client, all that fun stuff. But tonight, we're going to talk about a different project. Actually, we're going to talk about something that literally changed how I look at myself and my skill set and my professional, you can call it career, resume, whatever. My first fiction novel. As you guys know, I'm a 15-time author, and at about the 13th book, I was contacted by Kate Monroe, who is a veteran, a very prominent veteran CEO. She's the head of VetCom and ran for Congress, has had a life that can only be described as dynamic and powerful. She's a great person, wonderful human being, great friend. But she came to me with an idea that at first sounded a little out there, but I respect ideas that are out there. My entire life has been out there, right? So when somebody comes to me with a crazy idea or a unique idea or a chance to do something, you've never done before, give it a try. And so she said, hey, I really want a book with elements of my life. And I want to be the main character or an iteration of the main character. Hey, Chelsea. I want it to be a really interesting fiction novel with bad guys and dealing with real world issues and the cartels and all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to give you the basic premise of it. I'm going to give you events that have happened to me and, give it a try. And she'd had somebody write. I remember she hired somebody and they wrote like one chapter, but she just didn't feel it gelled with her, that it really captured her essence. And so I gave her a sample chapter and she loved it. And so I just kept going. And sometime later, we wrote the BodyMan together. And the traction for this book has been crazy. And honestly, we haven't promoted it at the level that we need to. And we're just starting to finally get the launch out. But tonight, I just want to talk about the BodyMan a little bit and give you an idea. It is the longest book I think I've ever written at 334 pages. It is a nice summer read. If you guys want to check it out, you can see a kick-ass trailer that Kate made at the bodymanbook.com. In fact, I need to change the URL here. But the entire thing itself is near fiction. There are elements of Kate's life, like I said, that are wild. A lot of things that she had dealt with, a lot of things similar with her military background. The premise of the book itself is Evelyn James is a beautiful CEO in San Diego who is making a lot of waves because she's just fixing something. Okay. Evelyn James is a powerful CEO in San Diego, making a lot of waves because of her events, actions. She's raising a lot of media attention to the border, human trafficking, things like that. And so because of this, in the BodyMan, she's starting to get threats from the cartel. And so she hires Dallas Rogers, who is more than a bodyguard. So a BodyMan is more of an offensive person versus defensive. Like, whereas a bodyguard kind of just, steps in front of you and like protects you and is like, Secret Service-ish. A BodyMan directly attacks the threat. Like, they will put them in the freaking ground. Really trying not to swear too much, but I get excited. But what's interesting about the dynamic between, and I call this book a combination between 50 Shades and Tom Clancy. That's how I always describe it. because there becomes a dynamic between Dallas and Evelyn where they're fighting for control. Because essentially, Evelyn is very independent. She's very strong-willed. She's very take charge kind of leader. That's how she became a successful CEO. But because there's so many threats against her life, Dallas has to dominate her a little bit and take command and take control and say, hey, shut the fuck up, put on the body armor. Like that's the level at which they communicate. And Evelyn, while subconsciously she realizes that she needs to listen to him to stay alive, she still hates being told what to do. And the friction between them is palpable. It delves into themes of domination, of submission. There's some spanking, some light BDSM, but this isn't a 50 Shades book. There will be elements of it. There's some pretty awesome scenes in this. If you're a 50 Shades fans or you like romance novels, there are definitely scenes in this for the ladies that you will appreciate. If you're military, this book is action. And I'm talking right from the beginning. There are numerous things that take place where people are trying to silence Evelyn James. She's constantly in danger. Her and Dallas get into a lot of escapades while he's trying to keep her alive. And I can give away a little bit. The end, the final third of the book is wild. And this was the first time, like I said before, guys, this is the first time I've ever written fiction. So I wrote this. It took a couple months. We actually have a sequel almost done. And we're working on, this is a series. So this will be about 5 books. Me and Kate Monroe have been working diligently on this, on the storyline. And there's something else bigger in the picture that I can't talk about. But you'll be hearing more about the BodyMan, trust me. So anyway, the final third of the book has Evelyn actually getting kidnapped by the cartel, taken to Mexico. And Dallas needs to get his team together, his security team, go into Mexico and invade a cartel compound to get her out. So he gets a bunch of ex-veterans, former special forces, a nerdy autistic Air Force reservist that coincidentally shares my name. And he has to go into Mexico with these guys and go save her. And I'm really proud of the action scenes. It reads like, you know, a military movie, like one of the good Tom Clancy movies from the 80s and 90s. There's a lot of banter. There's a lot of veterans messing with each other. You'll really, I feel like veterans that read this will really kind of warm up to the characters and appreciate like who they are and how they interact. Because on the team, there's like a female Army intel specialist, Sarah. There's Liam, who's an Army sniper that served with the 75th Ranger Regiment. And then there's Doc, who's an African-American Marine. And then the Air Force reservist, Rob, who's clearly very similar to me. But all of these guys kind of gel together and mess with each other and make this, you know, this family unit. And then they're under tremendous pressure to go rescue Evelyn from Mexico. I'm really proud of the last third. Like the book itself, I tried to make exciting, a lot of plot twists, a lot of turns, a lot of things you don't see coming. Evelyn's got a political rival named Senator Whitaker, who she humiliated on public TV during a debate. She ran against him, and this is tying into Kate Monroe in real life, her congressional run. And so she wanted like the Washington stuff in here. But yeah, we put this together. We, like I said, took a couple months, and the last third of it I'm really proud of just because you will really, really enjoy watching the characters attempting to rescue Evelyn. This is Kate Monroe, by the way. This is our author page together. And you can get it at bodymanbook.com. I promise you, this is a really good summer read. I would love to hear what you guys think of it. My first fiction book ever. And it's a lot of fun to have a glass of wine and read this and to go back and look at like, wow. Because when you write a fiction book, you have to come up with timelines. You have to come up with character development. You have to come up with dialogue that's interesting. you have to come up with their personalities. And I've written a lot of books, but they've always been nonfiction. There's always been stuff about speed learning or publishing books or education. I've written books about a lot of things, but it's always been nonfiction. So the BodyMan is my chance to just let my imagination go wild and to just create this world where I could. My buddy Jared. That's not a real story. No one would choose a reservist for anything, let alone Air Force. That's a Marine talking there out of pure spite and jealousy. Keep it up. But I really we're getting ready to like really do a formal launch. We did do a small press release, I think a Medium article, but we're gonna do like paid ads and stuff. We're really gonna get the word out about this book, and you'll be hearing a lot more about it. But if you guys want a good summer read, go to bodymanbook.com. And I'll give you a really cool story. Kate Monroe, my co-author, she actually grabbed a couple Navy SEALs she knows, went down to the border and shot a movie grade trailer. And I think she told me it cost under like $1,000 bucks. So if you guys go to bodymanbook.com right now, go to bodymanbook.com, you'll see the trailer. And that's actually Kate Monroe in it. And it's an exciting trailer. Like I said, it's movie grade. She did such a great job. I was so proud of her. And she showed me this a long time ago when the book was barely done. And this is what Kate does. This is her personality. She just went out with a camera crew, grabbed some Navy SEALs, grabbed some props, and one of her real life bodyguards. And then they shot this crazy trailer. And it's a lot of fun to watch. So if you go to bodymanbook.com, you can see the trailer. I've always been impressed by it. The quality of it's incredible. But anyway, that's pretty much everything you need to know for now. And I'll be going on live periodically talking about the evolution of the book and where it's going. I really enjoyed writing this because, like I said, it was a chance to let my imagination kind of run wild, to tell a good story, and to be able to capture, Kate Monroe's alter ego, her younger self. And it's been a cool experience. And the fact that we have 2.5 books done just goes to show. I mean, Kate and I wrote 4 books in our first year working together. 4 books in a year. Only 2 of them were in the BodyMan series. And then I went on a TDY about a year ago, and I got about half of the another one done. So still going. But anyway, if you guys get a chance, check it out at bodymanbook.com. Grab a copy. Let me know what you think of it. I would love some feedback, good, bad, whatever. But like I said, Tom Clancy meets 50 Shades of Grey. The book is The BodyMan by Rob Garcia and Kate Monroe. If you're into military fiction, if you're into 50 Shades of Grey, it's got something for everybody. This is a wild, wild book, and you will be seeing more about it. So anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Thanks so much, guys. I am Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist out of San Diego, California, and just want to tell you a little bit about my book. So feel free to reach out and contact me if you have any feedback or want to know more about the BodyMan. All right. Have a great night. And as always, stay famous. See you next time.